Morning, guys. Morning. Good morning. How's it going? Happy Monday, Phil. Monday motivation message. Um, got a couple of things I'd like to talk to y'all about today. First off, um, my brother's family, his wife, his wife's mom passed away this past weekend. So if y'all could remember Miss Aldridge in your prayers, send some prayers and thoughts. And the funeral's today at the Pearson Dial Funeral Home. So if you're in the Waycross or Blackshear area, or anywhere in the world, just send some good healing energy over towards the family there. I'm sure they need it. Anyway, couple of things happened. A couple of things happened this past week. Chris Center, what's going on, dude? Chris, is Bundeswehr, right? And he used to come over to the apartment in Germany and play video games and stuff. Great kid. Now he's not a kid anymore. He's grown up in the German army, and I'm super proud of you, brother. Super proud of you. But so this yesterday I was at the Goose Pond Colony up on Lake Gunnersville in Scottsboro, Alabama, for the Frantic Frog Sprint Triathlon. It was my first ever triathlon, and I got to give a shout out to my wife's coworker and also a fellow veteran. He's Justin Young, who's a former Devil Dog Marine guy. He mentioned it, and he's like, "Hey, Phil, you should try out this triathlon stuff." And I was like, "Bro, what kind of stuff are you smoking, man? I'm not into that." But huge shout out to Justin, man. Thanks for giving me the heads up on that and encouraging me and supporting me through that. Y'all, if y'all want to know like a definition of a good dude, Justin offered to let me borrow his road bike, and he's got a triathlon bike and he's got a road bike, and I'm over here with what they call a floppy or a fixie. So it's a single speed bike that has a fixed gear on the back, or you could flip it over and it's got like a slip gear on the back, so you can stop pedaling when you're going downhill. It's not like constantly, I'm going to die. But anyway, what's up, Vaughn? Good to see you, brother. Justin offered to let me borrow his bicycle, for the triathlon and for practice and stuff. I had like 2.5 weeks, before this happened, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with, my fixie bike and continue training with it, and I'll ride it for my first ever sprint triathlon. My goal was to complete the triathlon, and not only complete it, but do it in 2 hours. That was my whole goal, is to finish the sprint triathlon and to do it in 2 hours. And I'd never swam or biked or ran at any of those distances together all before, so it was like a whole new experience for me. But there's a specific story here that I want to tell. Anyway, I'm gonna fast forward to the triathlon stuff. So they had like different categories, and I did the sprint category, but there was a half Ironman going on as well. So they had to like swim longer and ride the bike longer and run longer. And there were dudes out there with like $10,000 bicycles and leotards and, you know, custom team names and stuff like that. And there's one guy in particular that really stood out. You could look at the guy and tell that he was like a professional athlete. You know, he was like super fit, skinny, slim dude, you know, and had this like really fantastic looking spaceship bicycle with like probing water bottles to break through the air and stuff like that. You know, I mean, dude looked like really squared away, and they jumped in the water, and you could spot this dude from like a mile away. I mean, he was just like flying around the buoys and coming up out of the water and sprinting up to the transition area, grabbed his bike and jumped on it, made it out of the transition area beautifully, rode his bike, you know. I was in awe. I was completely amazed. I was like, holy crap, dude. This guy's got his stuff together. He's an accomplished triathlete. I'd say he's a pro. Like, mad respect. Mad respect. I mean, holy crap. This dude's awesome. Well, earlier that morning, you know, it was my first ever triathlon. I've never done anything like this, so we show up and my Laura Lynn's like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know, you know, I guess take the bike over where everybody else is walking their bikes and stuff, you know. But it was like, you go sign in, get your packet and all this t-shirt and like rubber hat for swimming. I'm like, yeah, that's all help. I need to wear it backwards. But there's a lot of like little moving pieces and running back and forth to the car, and I didn't know what was going on, man. You know, it was first time. And anyway, Laura Lynn and I are going back and forth to the car. And what's up, Wiley? Good to see you, brother. We're going back and forth to the car, and we go back one time. We're parked out in the middle of the parking lot, and these are like big parking spots. They're like pull through for fishing trailers. You know, I mean, that's what they do up there at Lake Guntersville. It's like a Bass Pro Lake or something. But you know, they're all pull through, so humongous parking spots. And we go back to the car, and there's like somebody parked next to us, and I was like, yeah, big deal. But you know, they were like blocking the doors and everything, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Get in the car, sit down, just catch our breath and stuff, you know, talk things out. And Laura Lynn's like, yeah, they were here earlier, and dude had his foot up on the car. And I was like, what? And he's like, she was like, yeah, he had his foot up on the car. And I was like, on the tire? And she's like, no, it was up on the hood. And I was like, snap, you know, my head's freaking spinning around. I was like, are you serious? You know, I kind of snapped, you know, so it's like, I'm getting out of the car. And I was like, hey, man, you know, I'm sitting there looking at the side of the car, and I'm like, bro, did you put your foot up on my car? And he's just like, maybe it was like up on the tire. And I was like, you put your foot on my tire in this humongous parking space, and you got your own car sitting right there. And Laura Lynn's like, no, he had it up on the paint. And he's like, well, if I had it up on the paint on the hood, you know, I was touching it really lightly. And I'm like, the hell is wrong with you, dude? You know, and it's like the whole Army staff sergeant, combat, anger, all this stuff took over me. And I was like, oh, there goes my adrenaline surge. You know, and I'm like, that's not okay, man. If you're putting your freaking foot on my car, what's going on? You know, and he's sitting there getting like a dip of Copenhagen or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was Silver Creek. And I took a second, and I was like, you know what? I went and got in the car, and got Laura Lynn. She got in the car, and I just drove off, man. I pulled up and went across to the other side of the parking lot, like away from him. So instead of taking this dude and taking that can of snuff and stuffing it down his neck like I wanted to. I was just like, you know what? That's not cool. I got in the car and I moved it. I got away from the situation. Believe it or not, this is the same guy who's like the super triathlete that like blew my mind away during the event. On the way home after the event, there was this little church sign. They're every 15 feet here in Alabama, especially that rural part of Alabama. There's a church, and they all got clever sayings on the signs. But one was "Be the example," and that kind of punched me in the face. It was like, where did that anger come from a guy putting his foot up on the hood of the car? I mean, that's disrespect. Of course, that's disrespect. And I could have taken it like super personally, but the guy could have been like, just whatever, he's at the top of his game. I mean, he had his entire team there with him, I mean, little tooting horns and all this other stuff. Team jersey or leotard. Yeah, I said it. You're wearing a leotard and you dip crap, tobacco, piece of crap. But anyway, was I the bigger person just being like, that's not cool and it's disrespectful, and then taking myself out of the situation? I think that was setting the example, being the example, instead of like snapping this dude's freaking neck. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, it is a Ford Flex, but it's my Ford Flex. It's our Ford Flex. It's what we use to transport our family with. Just because you got some kind of hotshot Acura space wagon doesn't mean that you can disrespect other people's stuff. So you might excel at being an athlete, but you're kind of sucking at being a person. Maybe we need to take a look in the mirror and see where we're sucking at. Where are we at? Do I want to be the example? I want to be the example. Doing this motivation message and the suicide talks and talking to old soldiers and everything else. I'm trying to set an example to be like, yeah, we're all hurting. Yeah, we all face the same feelings. We all have the same issues coming out of the military. Yeah, it's hard to find a job. Yeah, it's hard to find something that makes you happy. It's hard to rationalize our purpose. And we all have those feelings. So be an example. Be the example. Be someone that's better than who you used to be. Be someone that's stronger than who you used to be. Be someone that's healthier than who you used to be. Someone that's smarter than who you used to be. Justin Marcus, you're always the bigger person, especially when it comes to me. I love you, brother. Mullinex, man, it's all good. It's all good. He didn't scratch the paint or anything, it's just he's at the top of his game, and F the little people, I guess. But let me tell y'all this. I had so much fun at this event, and I want to thank Endurance Sports Management for putting such a great activity. That was not a fat joke. You're like 12 inches taller than me, dude. What's up, Billy? It's good to see you, man. I love you. So, oh man, I just got completely sidetracked. Where was I? Somebody remind me where I was. Anyway, it's all good. You got to focus in. Jackson's got his own business and his FFL. That's what I'm talking about. Be the bigger person. Be the better person. be a better person than when you are. He doesn't have game and F his ego. I agree. It's all good, dude. I'm not angry. I'll tell you what, one day we'll be in the lake together where I'm not doing a sprint triathlon and I'll be at the top of my game and he might catch a foot. How's that? We'll be in the lake. But oh yeah, endurance sports management. I had such a wonderful time yesterday, swimming and bicycling and running. And the whole bicycle thing was hilarious, right? Because, I got this, it's like taking a horse to NASCAR and trying to race, I guess. Duke City Tactical. That's what I'm talking about. I need something built, of course. I want the spiky chokes for that DP12. Have you seen those? They look like stiletto knives coming out of the end of the barrel. But it was an experience that like really like opened my eyes. I was like, man, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this triathlon. I'm gonna freaking fall out, or I'm gonna have to walk during the run, or I'm gonna run out of breath in the water and I'm gonna have to float and do a little freaking dying cockroach or jellyfish out in the middle of the water, grab hold of a kayak or something. But everything came together for me, and it was like really close to a spiritual experience. And I got on my BMX single speed bike and I started pedaling, and I was pedaling and I was pedaling and I was pedaling, and my legs started hurting, my hips started hurting. I was pedaling and pedaling and pedaling, and there was like people coming by me. Like I knew I smoked them in the water, dude, because I was like chugging through the water. And it's like, everybody who came out of the water behind me was like passing me on the bikes, and I was like, oh. But I did pass one person on their bike. I passed one person on their bike, and at the end of the race, they were like, yeah, my rear brake was locked up. And I was like, oh, gotcha. So aside from, well, even with the bike, and I had no idea that I was doing so good on the run. Like I did really well on the run from what I saw, being my very first triathlon event. I feel like I did really well, and I finished in an hour and 33 minutes. Yeah, the punk motivated my ass. Man, I tell you, he got my blood flowing and my adrenaline going for reals. But it was an experience that I probably won't ever get to have again until I do like a full triathlon. I think the next event, Laura Lynn and I are going to do a half marathon, and then we're planning on a marathon in December or January. I got up this morning and ran 4 miles after doing a sprint triathlon yesterday. Hopefully my shins will hold up and my heel will hold up and I don't get like plantar fasciitis or any kind of other overuse or aggravation injuries. I know tomorrow's like a down day, but I guess the main thing I want to say today is be an example, or be the example. Be someone that you want to look up to. Be the better person. Even if the situation gets aggressive, be the bigger person. Be the better person. I'm not saying, hey, turn away from it. I did what I figured was best. And, looking back at it, I completely did the right thing. I totally did the right thing. Bang, in the back of my skull, it was like, bro, I'm gonna wrap this dude up. You know, I'm free him like a shirt. But at the same time, over what? You know, I might not have won a triathlon. I might not have placed super high in a triathlon, but I'm the bigger person. I'm the better person in this. You know, I didn't go out to offend anybody yesterday. So I'm winning. I'm the winner. I got a medal. Where is my medal? I got a medal from that thing yesterday. They gave me a finisher medal. That's like, that's in the picture that I posted yesterday. But you know, I want to say thanks to Laura Lynn. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with this and getting me turnt, getting me fired up. Team Turnt. I couldn't have done this without you. You know, in February, I was a completely different person. I think we both were completely different people. And look at how much we've accomplished together. I'm super proud of you. And I'm super thankful for your support and love and all your help and encouragement. Everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land, I really appreciate y'all. I mean, your comments really help out. You know, the offline messages help out. People stopping by, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. You know, I feel like I'm making a difference. Like I have a purpose. Like I'm an example. So, you know, I might not have a team jersey. I might not have a 1,000 followers. I might not have 1 million followers or whatever. But what I got, I'm super blessed with. And I feel super blessed right now. You know, how many people can say, well, I did a sprint triathlon and then I went running this morning as well. And now, you know, I'm sitting here sipping coffee and talking to my friends. Is that Brady on there? Gotta wonder if it's Brady or his mom. Anyway, Kumler family, I love you. And I hope everything's going good up there. Up in good old Georgia. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Jackson, Mullinex, Billy, Justin. That was not a fat joke, like I said. I promise you. Chaplain Hoven. I love you, brother. Giannini. Man, Aaron Giannini. Our first tour to Iraq. Oh, this is funny. Look at this. Check this out, Giannini. Does that look familiar right there? That looks really familiar to me. We all know what that is. Anyway, I was digging stuff out to set up my rucksack. Thanks again, Stan Thresh. Setting up my rucksack, getting all my patches and stuff sewn on it. And I dug out my old map carrier, and it had the map of Balad and Anaconda and all that stuff on it. I was like cracking up. Giannini and I sat on top of a building and watched dudes stick stuff through their face and eyeballs and all that. Burns, what's up, brother? I guess I missed you in Georgia. I'll catch you again, though. Some way, somehow. He was out there at oh, it is Brady. You don't have to stop by and come see me, dude. For reals. For real. Shoot me a PM. I'll send you the address and phone number and all that stuff. Door's always open. For reals. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I know it's like coming on 30 minutes. And the message for today, be an example, be the example, set an example, be a better person. Go out and do something awesome. Make yourself better than you were yesterday. Make yourself someone that people look up to. Make yourself someone that you yourself looks up to. That's gonna turn around and motivate somebody else. And it's gonna spread like the COVID. Just don't wear a mask. You guys be safe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. And you guys have a great week. Go out there and do something epic. All right. Be safe. I love you. Thanks. I'm out. Bye.